Hello there. Once again, I'm Crimulus. I am a singer-songwriter from Portland, Oregon, and chances are you have no idea why you clicked on this video. You don't like something about it and you're about to click away. But if not, hopefully you like or are otherwise interested in songwriting. And this is a series where I take a stream where I wrote a song, a thing that I do weekly, and I cut everything out except for the places where I make decisions, and then I add some commentary like this to give some better insights into my process as a songwriter. So today we're going to look at the stream from June 14th, 2025, where I wrote a song called A Darker Shade of Home. So let's jump into it.
I've been working on music pretty much all morning already. I've been up since 7 working on it, working on
Video
unnatural
froze there
stuff.
for a second, I don't know why.
But I already came up with do I have to? Yes, I do. I already came up with the chord progression I want to use today. So hopefully this goes fast, but it never does when I say that, so
And I will say this a lot in these videos just so people are aware, but it's pretty common that I'll sit down just before the stream and come up with a chord progression or melody or both or something like that. Rarely I do have something in mind for days, even weeks ahead of time, or an idea that's been kicking around for years. But this morning what happened here is I just sat down, that came out, and you're kind of catching me about, we'll call it 10, 15 minutes into the process, not counting the 5 minutes or so it takes to get the stream kind of started.
So that 2 or 3 times, and I think that's all I really need to do. Now I have no idea what it'll be about, but I really like that chord progression. So now I just gotta come up with words. Best part about waking up is Folgers in your cup. That's like a weird kind of insult. Just like there's no I in team, there's no morning without you.
Dude, look for higher right here.
So I like that. It's like kind of the verse thing. Well, it sounds really good. I like that aspect of it so far. Just like the sound of everything, the feeling of it. So I just got to get the lyrics. Just a simple pop song. That's right. Just like, waking up to you kind of thing. How about it really isn't up to you? I like that line. I like staying up late and I like being up early. They're not very compatible. Really isn't up to you. The song writes itself. I do like what can write itself, like not like W-R-I-T-E, but R-I-G. Fought all day. Fought all day. Thought all day. Oh, tomorrow's Father's Day. I forgot about that. Really isn't up to you. I don't like up to you. It really is enough to do, and it really is enough. Perilius anophadoop. It sounds like a plant. That's the sounds that I like, though. Perilius anophadoop. When you laugh alone.
The Harry Potter spell.
You laugh alone. He really isn't happy, and he only laughs alone. He really isn't happy, and he only laughs alone. That's like the stupid thing on Instagram, like that was everyone would post. It's like, isn't it weird how you can reach across your car and you can't reach across a bus, but they fit in the same lane? It's the dumbest thing. It's like saying, isn't it strange how a whale is so much bigger than a minnow and they both fit in the ocean? Give the man a shovel when he only wants a hoe. Looking for a shovel to dig out of this hole, maybe? That's kind of.
It's got to rant sometimes.
One of these days, maybe? God, I don't know. It's really is the nafadu. Tenacity's an aptitude. I like that. My gosh, I like the sound of that. I don't know if it makes any sense.
Great words
That's
that
a
I don't use.
Cool sounding sentence. Tenacity is an aptitude. Minecraft game. It could be like it's just a phase. Just a phase. You ate the whole cake. There's something there. I can't find words that fit. In a whole place. Kind of hopeless. Kind of hopeless. That actually really works. I like that I actually really like that. I don't know if I want to just like sing about depression though. I also don't want to make some kind of like Phoenix rising from the ashes story either. Hanging up the phone. You fell into the hanging up the phone. Fell into the. It could be like onto the sofa, but he fell into the bathroom. I like the idea of it better being like fell into like a puddle. He fell into a puddle. Fell into a puddle after hanging up the phone, trying to forget that something you didn't want to know. So it all changed. The freezer. That happens to me a lot.
Who needs commentary? Writes itself.
Tenacity is an aptitude. Somebody.
So that's the name of the song, and it looks like I just cut out a bunch of decision. Literally, like the only thing I cut out there was me thinking and then typing. That was there was no commentary as to where that came from. It's just words that came into my head, and I wrote them down. And that's what happened there. It's one of my favorite lines I've ever written, but it literally just came to me kind of like that. Just so you're aware, I didn't skip over anything important.
Never get to know all them colored with a darker shade of home.
So just like right there, color just came out of my mouth. It wasn't playing. I'm just singing, and I don't know if maybe having words in my head sort of lead me to certain words sometimes, but that's what happened. Is that's the word that came out, and now I'm going to fill in the blanks before it because I didn't obviously come up with those yet. Well,
Wow.
I skipped over where I came up with them, but
Man, that gives me goosebumps. I don't even know what it means, but not sure where to take that. I love this line right here. It's only a minute and a half.
if you haven't watched these before, keep an eye on that corner up there. That shows how long the stream has been running. So I've currently been writing this song for 55 minutes, again, minus the 5 minutes or so at the beginning where I'm starting up and kind of getting ready. Stream broke this day. Oh, well, look at this cool effect.
Okay, you hear me?
That was awesome.
Why it has to happen on songwriting streams, I don't know. It's annoying. But I will continue where I left off. I gotta finish this song. I was hoping to actually be done by now. Of course, nothing ever goes to plan. Kind of hopeless. Wonder if I can change it to whole. Maybe that needs to be split into different verses. He fell into the sorrow after hanging up the phone, trying to forget that something he didn't want to know, and it all changed. He never really happy, though he only laughs alone. He's looking for the shovel that can dig him out of this hole, kind of hopeless.
But also, so you're aware, a lot of what I cut out is this. Is either me just playing the chords over and over and thinking, or just sitting like this and thinking. That's the vast majority of the time you're not seeing.
So now I think I need to address tenacity and aptitude some might never get to know. I feel like I need to because to listen to the song, you're only going to hear hole as in like a hole that was dug. He's looking for the shovel that can dig him out of this hole. Right? So obviously it's an intentional double entendre, but now I've got to like... I need to address the whole part here, right? Because his life forever colored with a darker shade of home.
This is a pretty important thing in my songwriting process. Is a lot of times I'll make a decision like that, and it's really important for me to make it not look like an accident, even though kind of the way the words come to me is like an accident. I need to double down on the reality that I chose those words for a reason. So in this case, I know that someone's going to hear, can dig him out of this hole. People say that expression all the time, but I specifically want to reference that he can get out of this still completely being himself, which I think is way more powerful. I love that line. But in my opinion, you can't just take that free reference, free double entendre, you got to back it up. But luckily, that also helps you guide the rest of the song. So that's what's happening here, and I think it's a great moment to pay attention to.
I think really kind of accentuates the fact that he's not himself anymore. Feeling barely what he once was, maybe. Remembering what he once was, knowing you're not alone. Life forever colored.
Love that line.
I already used alone, but see, it's kind of like I feel like I have to. I mean, I need something here to expand on that hole. Remember, you came out of this hole, but that albatross has flown. The dirt's been thrown.
Again, I may have had the idea of albatross for a few seconds before that, but when I vocalize the albatross has flown, it ends up being the line. Spoiler alert. But it really is just me kind of spitballing. That's how I come up with these things. So if you're looking to be a better songwriter or a songwriter at all, I'm not saying this is the best way to do it or even a good way to do it. It's how I do it, and I've written some good songs. So, and I want to share that process with people, even on every songwriting stream that I do, regardless of whether I like the song or not.
Yeah, that sounds more the shadow. Yeah, but it has to rhyme with own. I kind of like this as a song name too, A Darker Shade of Home. Tenacities and Aptitude. Again, I don't have a chorus. It's been like part of me really likes songs without choruses, but it's like all I'm writing lately is songs without choruses. I don't know. I mean, Albatross is kind of a good fit. I'm not sure if I can make this work. I like that tenacities and aptitude. Tenacities and aptitude, somebody never get to know.
I just really like the way that rolls off. A lot of times with lyrics, I like the way they feel when I say them. So sometimes it's literally just consonants and vowels that come out first, and then I find words that fit. And that's kind of how that came in, but it just fits the rhythm of this so well. And it's unfortunate that I end up not using that, but it does work very well.
Might never get to know. I like that rhyme. Tenacities and aptitudes, some might never get to know. Chasing him. It's just not getting to a point anywhere. Like he fell into the sorrow after hanging up the phone. Not to forget that's something he didn't want to know, and it all changed. He's never really happy, though he only laughs so long. He's looking for the shovel that can dig him out of this hole, kind of hopeless. Remembering what he once was, though that albatross has flown. His life forever colored with a darker shade of home. I mean, that's like those first three verses. I think just are great. I don't know that it needs anything else. I mean, the song could just be musical after that point. Getting to the point is not my fault. That's true. That's valid.
If you don't know my songs, I have a song called Getting to the Point, and that's a line in that song.
He's an aptitude some might never get to know. Setting only for exactitude with nothing to show.
That'll be a great trivia point maybe sometime in the future, the missing verse or the abandoned verse. That's actually a really good verse. It doesn't fit in the song. Really, it kind of takes the song in a new direction, which is why I go away with it, because it's talking about a new thing, and there's just not enough time to talk about that in the song, basically, as it is. But even hearing myself sing it there, I still really like it. I just don't use it.
Life forever colored with a darker shade of home. Try the souffle. It's got to reference the fact that he's not. I mean, obviously, remember what he once was. So that albatross has flown. His life forever colored with a darker shade of home. One freaking line. Remember what he once was. That everything else about this I really like. His life forever colored with a darker shade of home.
For someone who knows me, it's probably not that secret. but I lost my brother a few years back. And so typically when I'm thinking about death, he comes into mind. And I don't know why I didn't think of it that day. I mean, that's the thing when you write a song in just a few hours, you don't think of every single possibility for every line. And I kind of like that because I just get something out. I can always edit. But he used to say, ain't nothing but a thing. And that line actually would have worked really well there. I'm not sure if I actually want to modify it and add that now, but it is interesting looking back how sometimes there's these obvious things that my brain just won't go to.
The point here is that he's continuing in like an altered reality. I mean, I could just say nothing. That's what I wanted to do to begin with, but the color, the darker shade of home. I mean, maybe that's what I have to go with. And as much as I like this line, tenacity is an aptitude some might never get to know, selling only for exact. No, that's just not going to work. So, okay, we're going to do a take. It's only about 2.5 minutes, but it's fine. I don't know. I'm going to try one more run through it. It's going to have to work. I don't know. I think it's good. Pretty good, I guess. I mean, why it took me so long to get there, I don't know. But that's going to do it for today.
One of my values as a songwriter is I like to write lyrics that work as a poem. They don't always have to be that way, but I tend to try to force that. And so in this situation, it's like there's a difference between a good poem and a good song. A good poem is more likely to make a good song than just any set of words. But it's not always clear how they work together to tell a bigger story than just the words or the music by themselves. So it typically takes a while for songs to grow on me, but I do really, really love these lyrics. But besides that, I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into my process or songwriting, whatever your interest might be. I do this simply to connect with the broader songwriting community, to share how my songs came about, especially maybe one day one of these songs is popular and now we've got a record of like, hey, this is what I was thinking at the time. That's always cool. Even if they're not super popular, it's nice for me to go back and look. Other than that, I stream every day pretty much, and here on YouTube and on Twitch. And I do a songwriting stream once a week. And these videos come out every week on Saturday mornings, roughly 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thanks for hanging out, since you did hang out all the way through the video, and I'll see you in the next one.